What's up, guys? I'm Nobody Special. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Elon Musk. Some of the things I like about him, some of the things I don't like about him, and how he just perfectly illustrated the inherent stupidity of the proposed unrealized capital gains tax. You ready? Hit it. Thank you for joining me. I'm Jack Gamble, and I'm Nobody Special. Today, we're going to spend a little time talking about Elon Musk, who is among the richest men in the world. I haven't checked today. Maybe he's the richest man in the world today. Maybe not. Probably not. Tesla stock has sold off a little bit, and it swings around. Some days it's Bezos. Some days it's Gates. Some days it's Musk. Let's just say he is among the richest men in the world. Now, Elon Musk gets a big reaction out of a lot of people. Some people say that he is a robber baron and billionaire who doesn't pay his fair share in taxes and that he milks the government for subsidies. Other people say he is Leonardo da Vinci reincarnate, he's Thomas Edison, he's the second coming of these great minds, and that he's going to change the world. And the truth of the guy probably lies somewhere in between those two. Now, before we get too far into this, I have to say, could you please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. That way I can become a multi-billionaire just like Elon Musk, and if I play my cards right, pay almost nothing in taxes. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. All right, first of all, let me preface everything by saying I probably have no standing in criticizing Elon Musk, all right? I don't make awesome cars. Anybody I know that's ever driven a Tesla says it is fantastic, that they are fast as all get out, that they look great, that they're comfy, sharp, there's all kinds of benefits, all right? I also don't put people into space. That's a big one. I do not send people into space. I don't design my own rocket ships. I think I've led a pretty interesting life. I've done some cool stuff, but Elon Musk is in another league. Okay, so I have to preface everything by saying that. But of course, there's some other things. Like, I pay a lot of income taxes. Elon Musk doesn't pay any income taxes. Maybe Elon Musk is just smarter than me. That's possible. Is that a problem with Elon Musk, or is that a problem with the tax code? See, anybody who pays more taxes than they have to is an idiot. So Elon Musk is not an idiot. Say what you want about him. He's not an idiot. Elon Musk has most of his wealth in assets that he borrows against, and therefore Elon Musk has almost no income, even though he is ungodly wealthy. So good for Elon Musk. Now, another thing I have to say about Elon Musk is Elon Musk lives by a different set of rules than the rest of us do. It's true. Let's face the fact. Any of us do what Elon Musk has done, we end up in jail. For example, when Elon Musk claimed that he was going to take Tesla private at $400. This was a couple of years ago, back when Tesla was only a $200 stock. He had nothing to back that up. But as the CEO of a publicly traded company, he went on Twitter and said he was taking his company public at a lofty valuation versus that day's stock price, when there actually was no truth to that statement. We call that securities fraud when anybody else does it. But Elon Musk got away with it. Now, Elon Musk was investigated and all this other stuff, and the judge ordered him to stop tweeting. Elon Musk just kept tweeting. Again, if any of us defies a judge's order, we go to jail. Elon Musk does not go to jail. So there's right away one big problem. Elon Musk is so rich and so powerful that he gets to live by a different set of rules than the rest of us. That I have a problem with. That is elitist, hypocritical garbage. The other thing any of us can't do is, let's say I'm CEO of publicly traded company A, and I'm also CEO of publicly traded company B. I can't merge those two companies because that's what they call a conflict of interest. What do I mean by that? Well, as the CEO of company A, say Tesla, I am required to buy company B at the lowest possible price to get my Tesla shareholders the best deal they can get. But as the CEO of company B, I am also required, we'll call this company, Solar City. We're also required to get the best possible price for Solar City shareholders, i.e. the highest possible value. So how can unbiased Elon Musk possibly negotiate the best possible deal for his shareholders when he's negotiating both sides of the table? Any of us does that, that's fraud. Any of us does that, we go to jail. Now, what they didn't tell you when Tesla bought Solar City was that was a bailout. All right, that was Tesla shareholders bailing out Solar City shareholders. Now, why was that allowed to happen? Because that's the cult of personality that is Elon Musk. You see, both companies, Tesla and Solar City, derive most of their value from the celebrity status of Elon Musk. If Elon Musk were to get hit by a car tomorrow and die, Tesla stock would go in the toilet, just like Solar City stock would have gone in the toilet. However, if Solar City had gone bankrupt, as it was about to do, that would have damaged this aura around Elon Musk. And so Tesla shareholders bailed out Solar City shareholders in order to preserve this celebrity status and this iconic businessman status of Elon Musk. You see, in that regard, it was a good deal for Tesla shareholders. Because if Elon Musk's B company can go bankrupt, then Elon Musk's A company would suffer because it would damage the value of Tesla stock. So again, anybody else would not be allowed to negotiate both sides of a merger agreement as CEO of both companies, and yet Elon Musk, because of his status, was allowed to operate by a different set of rules. All right, so that's probably my biggest criticism of Elon Musk, is that he gets to live by his own set of laws. I don't think anybody should be above the law. But again, I don't make awesome cars, and I don't put people into space, so maybe I have no room to talk. Now, there's one more thing I want to give Elon Musk credit for, and that's recently he so beautifully illustrated the inherent stupidity of the unrealized capital gains tax that is for some reason gaining momentum in Washington right now. And for that, we are going to have to shrink my big, fat melon of a head, and we are going to have to talk about this little gem. Again, anybody else does this, we go to jail. Okay? Elon Musk is the CEO of a publicly traded company. He cannot go on Twitter and release a poll that says, should I dump my company stock, and thus negatively affecting shareholder value. Anybody else does that, that's securities fraud, or that's stock manipulation. All right? Because just the act of tweeting this destroys shareholder value. Right? A lot of Tesla shareholders lost a lot of money when he tweeted this. Much is made lately of unrealized gains being a means of tax avoidance. So I propose selling 10% of my Tesla stock. Do you support this? All right. The CEO of a publicly traded company is not supposed to sell stock or not based on Twitter polls. And wait till you see the reaction in Tesla stock. And for that, we're going to move my melon over here, because look at this chart of Tesla stock and the crash that it's had in the last few days. This is Elon Musk selling his Tesla shares. Now, it turns out Elon Musk had already planned on selling those shares. So he didn't sell these shares just because of this Twitter poll. It was discovered later in regulatory filings that he had already submitted to plan on selling some of these shares. And he has other tax requirements and reasons that drove him to sell these shares. But the fact is that Twitter poll was him playing games with people's investments, all right? I mean, he's like a kid with a magnifying glass burning ants sometimes when he plays with these investments, and it's not the first time he's done that. But look, Tesla stock goes from over $1,200 to down under $1,000 right now. I mean, you're talking a 15 to 20% decline just because of the actions of one man. That is a lot of value that evaporated for a lot of people because of what Elon Musk did. Now, here's what he also illustrated. If the goal of Washington is to force these wealthy business guys to sell their stocks so Washington can get their hands on some of that money, look at what the net effect of that is going to be. When you force people to sell their assets in order to pay this unrealized gains tax, what you're doing is the government is forcibly devaluing those assets. And therefore, there's not going to be as many gains to capitalize on. And the government is just going to evaporate wealth. They're not really going to get that much tax revenue because they're just going to destroy the value of these investments. The very act of selling something reduces its value. And Elon Musk just beautifully illustrated that when he sold some of his Tesla stock. Almost 15 to 20% of the value of the company just evaporated when he did that. This is what happens if the unrealized capital gains tax gets instituted. Except this happens to every family farm, to every business, to every other big asset, Bitcoin, everything. It will force a mass liquidation of assets, and the wealth will just evaporate, and the government will be taxing nothing. There won't be any gains. So Musk made a really good point here with that. Now, my final thing I'm going to have to say about Elon Musk is Elon Musk has a bad habit of playing games with people's investments, right? And I've seen him do this a couple of times now. Besides the fact that he toys around with his own company stock, waging these private battles against short sellers while people's investments and their nest eggs hang in the balance, right? That's not something people should be allowed to do, right? And the way Elon made this joke on Twitter, should I sell my stock, and the resulting crash in its value, although he made a good point about unrealized capital gains, He's also playing games with people's investments. He did the same thing with Bitcoin. First, he says Tesla's going to be taking Bitcoin, right? And the price of Bitcoin runs up. And then a few weeks later, he goes on Twitter and says, I don't like the carbon footprint of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin crashes and he triggers a sell-off. And then he just decides, you know what, now I like Doge. And the value of Dogecoin goes up 30 cents or 50%. So Elon Musk is really just, he strikes me as a kid with a magnifying glass burning ants for fun. And the ants is you. Elon Musk plays games with your investments, sometimes just for his own amusement. It really seems that way. So that really bugs me. But again, I don't make awesome cars. I don't put people in space. So long story short, how do I really feel about Elon Musk? I'm kind of on the fence, all right? I don't like a lot of the things he does. I don't think he should be allowed to live by a different set of laws than the rest of us. I think he's done a lot of things that would land anybody else in jail. But at the same point, I think he made a great point about unrealized capital gains. And I also think he makes awesome cars. And hey, he built spaceships. It's pretty cool. So take the good with the bad, folks. I mean, if there was no Elon Musk, there would be none of this big wealth that wasn't getting taxed at all. There would be none of this stock manipulation going on. But at the same time, there wouldn't be these awesome Tesla cars. And the space program would still be where it was before Elon Musk privatized the space industry. We'd still have space shuttles exploding, coming in and out of orbit. Instead, we have private companies putting people into space now. So there's good and there's bad. But I can tell you, if you're sitting there hating on Elon Musk just because he is so rich, then you need to reevaluate your position in life. Because the fact that somebody's wealthy is not a valid reason to hate that person. And there's too much of that BS going on in the world today where we demonize people for the sole fact that they're wealthy. All right? Being wealthy, being successful is not a crime. It's not a misdeed. And there are a lot of people benefiting from Elon Musk's businesses. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you on this one. I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so I can be as rich as Elon Musk someday. In the meantime, live small and dream big.